And we have an update on that deadly shooting that happened over the weekend in the South Side neighborhood. Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Connie Leonard in for Brooke today. Police have arrested a 15-year-old girl in connection to the shooting that killed 20-year-old Milton Ritchie. LMPD says they found Ritchie shot outside of a vehicle in a ditch on Ford Haven Road. That happened Saturday afternoon. Now officials say late yesterday evening, LMPD's 3rd Division arrested a 15-year-old girl in connection to that murder. Police say she's being charged with murder and robbery, and as of right now, we have no additional information. An internal investigation at the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office led to charges against one of its own. Sheriff David James has suspended Deputy Christopher Robinson without pay while the case plays out. The Sheriff's Office says Robinson, who was assigned to the auto inspection unit, has been charged with 2nd-degree forgery, 2nd-degree perjury, and 1st-degree official misconduct. The office said the alleged misconduct is focused on duties of the auto inspection unit and not the roadside law enforcement activity. Robinson will be arraigned December 29th at 9 in the morning. Well, more reaction to the pause at Kentucky bourbon maker Jim Beam as the company announced it is pausing all bourbon distilling at the main campus for 2026. WHAS11's Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Jessica Farley spoke to a bourbon historian about these details.
They've got enough whiskey in the warehouses now. They just don't need the production.
Kentucky bourbon mainstay Jim Beam is halting production at its main distillery for the 2026 calendar year.
Well, it makes sense.
Bourbon historian Michael Veach of Louisville says the news doesn't come as a surprise.
Matter of fact, I'm surprised there's not more of them that are pausing production.
Saying they have plenty of whiskey to sell, but there's external factors at play.
Trump's tariffs and the trade war and the fact that bourbon is not selling as well overseas.
Jim Beam says the main campus will keep bottling and warehousing, and 2 satellite campuses will continue to distill. Employees are unionized under United Food and Commercial Workers. A local 111D spokesperson said the distillery employees are being reassigned within the company, and as of now, there are no layoffs. For the Kentucky bourbon industry at large, the new year will bring changes to how much distilleries are paying the state. Companies like Jim Beam will begin to see a reprieve from the barrel tax starting in 2026. It's a tax on aging barrels, like the ones in this rickhouse.
It's something that no other state does, and it's kind of unfair.
The Kentucky Distillers Association says this year distilleries are fronting $75 million in the barrel tax, but next year there will be a 4% reduction. It's the start to a 20-year phase-out plan. Veach says it's gradual, but it's a start to cutting down taxes on some 16.1 million barrels sitting in Kentucky warehouses. In Bullitt County, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS11 on your side.
Well, the visitor center at the main campus will remain open, including the restaurant. A Jim Beam spokesperson says visitors can still have the full Beam experience at their campus in Claremont. While other distillers have made some tough production choices recently, too. Back in April, Brown-Forman, you may remember, closed its Louisville cooperage doors amid major cutbacks as industry sales softened nationwide. The company said bourbon sales dropped at least 4% over the past 2 years, prompting a 12% workforce decrease. Nearly 650 jobs globally were cut, including 210 local employees in late April. Brown-Forman leaders said the changes were aimed at long-term stability as consumer spending and drinking trends shifted. Well, a little warm this morning, a little rainy, not the biggest Christmas feel out there. Meteorologist Matt Breland is in with the first look at your forecast. Hey, Matt.
Hey, Connie. See, since it's not that festive outside, I feel like I had to get a little bit more festive myself.
There you go. I like it.
Yeah, you know, I have to spread the cheer a little bit more for us this afternoon across Kentucky. And these cloudy skies, they're not easing up. We're going to continue staying in this cloudy pattern as we continue going throughout the remainder of our day. So you'll notice those temperatures still ranging into the lower 60s for us right now. 60 for you folks near downtown, 61 near the airport, 60 near Iroquois Park. Over in southern Indiana, we've got temperatures at 60 near Bedford, 61 in Hardinsburg, and 61 as well for you guys near Ledgeville. Now, satellite and radar continuing to keep these cloudy skies around with us. We're going to remain in this cloudy pattern just as we head throughout the remainder of our Tuesday. A few isolated, brief, small showers could be popping up farther off towards our south, but this is still expected to be just a rather cloudy day. Now, later into the evening time, The chances will still be slightly increased for some of those very small isolated showers to start developing. For some of our southernmost counties, the clouds continue into the nighttime hours and will start Christmas Eve morning off with steady cloudy conditions. That cloudy pattern will still be persistent throughout Christmas Eve afternoon, with the arrival of a few spotty, isolated, weak rain showers still expected to head our direction. Temperatures today, though, as I mentioned, will be reaching at least the lower 60s with mild conditions throughout the afternoon. Those cloudy skies and some of those brief light rain showers still around with us. Here's a look at what you can expect for your holiday, though. Christmas Eve, 60 degrees for the high with those rain showers developing. And then on Christmas Day, we've got showers that will be arriving throughout the afternoon with temperatures close to 70 degrees. So definitely a change up than where we usually are for this time of the year. Let's look at your forecast. Connie?
Going to be warm. Thank you, Matt. LMPD is currently investigating a crash that killed a man in the Okolona neighborhood. Police say 2 men were crossing Preston Highway in a dark section of the road just after 5 last night. They made it to the center median when one of them may have stepped back into the road. Police say that's when a driver traveling southbound hit the man. The driver stopped and called for help, but the man who was hit died at University Hospital. LMPD does not expect to file charges. Shively police are asking for your help identifying a robbery suspect. Take a good look at these surveillance images of this woman. Shively police say she showed a gun during a fight and then stole items from a Thornton's. Somebody must recognize her. As of this newscast, we don't know when the incident happened, the exact date, but Shively police do say that woman is considered armed and dangerous. They ask if you've seen her or have any information to call them on their Shively police tip line. That number is on your screen there, 502-930-2773. 2 suspects are now in custody in connection to a murder that happened last year. LMPD said a grand jury indicted 35-year-old Andrew Jennings and 22-year-old Chris Owens on complicity to murder in connection to the homicide of Julius Gray. Gray died after a shooting in the Portland neighborhood in April of 2024. Both suspects are set to be arraigned January 5th at 10:30 in the morning. The investigation is still ongoing. If you have any information, you're asked to call the anonymous tip line here in Louisville, 574-LMPD. Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman says the new Violent Crime Reduction Team has secured their first murder conviction. 54-year-old LaRon Spalding was found guilty of shooting and killing Jesse Reynolds in the Beachmont neighborhood back in 2022. Spalding is set to be sentenced in February. AG Coleman's team has carried out 115 indictments since it was created in 2024.